Session 2A, the EHC Needs Assessment Process. When a local authority starts an EHC needs assessment, information and advice needs to be obtained in accordance with Regulation 6.1 of the SEN and Disability Regulations 2014. The local authority must seek advice and information on special educational needs, special educational provision and outcomes from the following people. A, the child's parents or the young person. B, the head or principal of the school or post-16 setting that they're attending. C, medical advice and information from a healthcare professional. D, an educational psychologist. E, advice and information in relation to social care. F, advice and information from any other person the local authority thinks is appropriate. G, advice and information in relation to preparation for adulthood and independent living, and this should happen for pupils in and beyond Year 9. And finally, H, any person the child's parent or young person reasonably requests. It's important to note that if the child or young person has hearing impairment or visual impairment issues, then information and advice from a specialist educationalist should also be obtained. All of this applies equally to EHC needs assessments that are carried out as part of the transition from statement to EHC plan. The exception to seeking new advice. Under Regulation 6.4 of the SEN and Disability Regulations, the local authority must not seek any of the advice referred to in the previous slide if such advice has been previously provided for any person and the person providing that advice and the local authority and the child's parent or the young person are satisfied that it is sufficient for the purposes of an EHC needs assessment. The information and advice that the local authority obtains should be clear, accessible and specific. It needs to describe the needs of the child or young person. It should describe the provision that may be required to meet those needs. It should describe the outcomes that are intended to be achieved by the child or young person receiving that provision, and it should include strategies for the achievement of those outcomes. It's important that professionals limit their advice to the areas in which they have expertise. Professionals can comment on the amount of provision they consider a child or young person requires, and the local authority should not have blanket policies to prevent them from doing so. When seeking information and advice, it's important that the local authority gives to those providing the advice copies of any representations made by the child's parent or young person and any evidence submitted by or at the request of the child's parent or the young person.